All right, so Earth signs, your overall energy for the weekend is the King of Wands. So if you are Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is your energy. And you might have the energy of someone who is in charge, someone who is maybe making some sort of a claim or marking their territory. Maybe you want to establish some sort of dominance. You could be trying to intimidate someone, and it seems like you are feeling very powerful. Now, this also could be the energy of someone who is watching you or interested in you. So we also have the Empress, the Five of Wands, and then we have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Moon, Justice, and the Ace of Coins. All right, so your overall energy, like I said, it seems that maybe you are trying to stand your ground. Maybe there's been some sort of competition or some clash of egos going on. And the both of you are being very adamant about, you know, who's right or who's going to have their way. But ultimately, it seems like it leads to letting go or giving up. Something also sets you off emotionally. Like, I feel like you get triggered and go into a little bit of a depression. Okay, so aside from relationships, I kind of feel that maybe there is some sort of strain, like a financial strain, and maybe you're like trying to hold on to what you have, but something is happening where you don't want to fight anymore. And maybe also legally something is being done to you. But I feel that ultimately something is going to balance out. So let's say you are stressed about not finding a job. Like, maybe something's happening. You're like, I've been looking for a job, can't find anything. And you're trying to hold on to your last penny. You just start to lose faith. Then you start to have anxiety and feeling like maybe nobody's going to hire you. Maybe you don't have any skills. AI is going to take your job, whatever it is that you're worried about. And then you get an offer. And it balances things out. You're no longer emotionally upset. Now you feel pretty decent again. You're like, okay, oh, here's something. I thought it was nothing out there, and now this is being offered to me. So whatever this is that kind of sent you into a depression or emotional upset, I feel like, you know, that it's going to even out. You also could be worried about some sort of legal matter. But even if you are, like I said, it looks like, you know, maybe something, you're being awarded something, or something goes in your favor, or you agree with the judgment. You're like, okay, I agree with what was court ordered. You know, I can work with this. Especially if you are in a battle with the child's father and, you know, you had to go to court to maybe get child support, or if you were married to get some sort of spousal support or whatever. And maybe you started to give up because they fought a hard case, but it turns out that something will be awarded to you. Um, you could also be feeling emotional about your parents. Maybe you miss your parents if they're no longer here, or maybe you just haven't spoken to one of them or both of them, and it just feels super lonely without them, and you start to get emotional. Maybe a childhood memory gets unlocked. If you have fertility issues, maybe something triggers you and you're like, am I ever going to have children? So something happens and it seems too like you're trying to hide how you feel emotionally. Like you're not wanting people to see, what you're going through. But things are going to work itself out. I feel like you're deserving of something. And it seems like there's going to be a change of luck just in the nick of time. Something's going to happen just when it needs to, not before, not after. Now, your intuition could be off the charts as well. Maybe you're having like a lot of psychic activities. It's just very heightened. You could also find yourself feeling emotional because somebody else around you is emotional, or somebody from a distance that you care about is emotional, and you just feel it. So it might not even be your emotions, but because you take them on as yours, it becomes a little confusing. Something else I was saying, or like your dreams could really be active this weekend, even if you don't normally dream. Maybe all of a sudden you're having like a bunch of dreams, or very lucid dreams. Now it also looks as if something you desire is being blocked, or you're being blocked from having something that you want. And it just still seems like the minute you give up is when you receive something. In a relationship, I kind of feel like two people are maybe bickering or fighting too much. There could be a lack of vulnerability, which could be, the cause of frustration in a relationship. And so I feel like the moment someone decides to let their guards down, that could balance out the relationship and smooth things out a bit. Yeah, but if you feel lost this weekend, whether it's a loss of purpose or sense of self, I feel like you are going to find another outlet, or you will reconnect with that fulfillment. In your birth chart, I feel that you should also pay attention to where moon is at, like what house is moon in. Maybe your moon needs nurturing. Maybe you're needing to do something creative that involves emotions to, help your moon out. Yeah. Also look and see where Capricorn is in your chart, because maybe whatever house that's in is the house that needs attention. So let's say you have 11th house Capricorn. Maybe you're needing to network more. Maybe you feel bad about work or career, and so you need to network more. So pay attention to where Capricorn is sitting in your chart. Or maybe Capricorn is in your 7th house. Maybe you're needing to build better relationships, business, romantic, whatever. But look and see where Capricorn is at and see if there's a way that you can nurture that house and that sign. Yeah, this is just, again, kind of talking about maybe you feel blocked from having what you desire. But it also could be that you're hiding your vulnerability. Maybe you don't want to come off as soft or sensitive or weak. And so you feel like you need to hide your vulnerability. You also could be feeling very emotional. Like I said, if you miss a parent, now this time especially the mother. Maybe you miss your mother's nourishment or nurturing. Now, I also get a kind of a different story with a pregnancy. Like maybe somebody is pregnant, but they don't want anyone to know that they're pregnant because they don't know if they're going to keep the baby. When it comes to career, you might feel lost. Maybe you don't like your company anymore or your line of work anymore. Yeah, you might be feeling lost when it comes to career or your profession. Or maybe it's just something about it where you feel sad about it. Health-wise, I feel like maybe someone is being diagnosed with depression. Now, I'm also getting someone feeling sad because they feel like they can't be themselves if they are gay or bisexual. And someone is feeling like they had to hide and they don't want to do that. But maybe it's to protect their family or their image or something. Even though, you know, we might feel like, oh, you know, that's not a big deal anymore nowadays. There are still some people who really suffer with that. They have to hide it. Like they just, for whatever reason, feel like they can't be themselves. And that makes them sad. Yeah, again, same thing. Now, I am more of a holistic person, and so I understand, but you know, it might be a situation where someone wants to stay off the meds. They're like, I don't want to be on medication. I just want to be normal. I don't want to have to take medication to feel better or happy. And it's like without the medication, someone maybe is starting to feel depressed. So, you know, you do what you feel you need to do, but it does feel like somebody does not want to follow the doctor's orders and take the medication. They just want to be themselves. But it's like maybe your body is needing the medication. It also seems that something could be revealed that is making you sad or depressed. Even if it's the fact that they can't find out what's wrong. It's just kind of like, it makes you sad. It's like, well, what's wrong? So, yeah, I kind of feel like maybe someone is feeling some type of way about a medical diagnosis as well. And even if you are normally happy being single, or at peace with being single, I feel like maybe you're just going to have a big moment where you just don't want to be. You're like, I don't want to be single right now. Like, I would like to have somebody in this moment. You know, so something's going on where, I don't know, you get emotionally triggered. Maybe it's something that, a scene in a movie that all of a sudden you just want a relationship. Yeah, so like I said, ultimately you might have like this big emotional low, and then things start to balance out for you and you feel like yourself again. You also might just need to pray or meditate. Okay, so it also looks like there could be someone struggling with forgiveness. Either you are very emotional about someone who gave you hell and you don't want to forgive that person, but it's just really hurting you because it's just still festering. So maybe there is a need to just like forgive somebody and not necessarily call them up and be like, I forgive you, but you know, just in your own heart, you know, or wish somebody well, even though they hurt you. So there may be someone struggling with forgiveness or letting go. Or it could be someone who is suffering because you won't forgive them. You're like, you know, tough. And this person is like, this person won't forgive me. What did I do? Yeah. But I feel that someone is going to see something from a spiritual standpoint and deal with whatever this emotional trauma is, to the point where it's healing. Now it also looks like you are going to do something new on your own. You're going to take some sort of leap of faith despite what other people are advising you against. You're like, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to take this gamble. I'm going to take this risk because I believe it's going to pay off. And it might pay off for you. So it could be good that you didn't listen to what somebody else was telling you not to do. You might feel like you're being gifted or rewarded. Now, spiritually, there could be some sort of gifts that are opening up, or fully maturing, that you were initially ignoring. And then maybe you're going to realize like, oh, I think this was passed down to me from one of my ancestors, from great grandma Mabel or whatever. Like something happens where maybe you realize that this is some sort of gift that you have and you start maybe working with it. I feel like the universe is also going to try and show you that you are very valuable and that you're worthy. All right, so let's pull some energy cards. All right, additional messages for Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, so you have Temple Path, 7th Chakra, Archangel Uriel, Storm Warning, overall energy, all tied up. All right, so it seems like you're being set loose. If you felt restricted in any way, or maybe you didn't understand why you were being blocked, and all of it has to do with the path that you're on. And it seems like you're going to have some sort of realization or enlightenment. And like I said, it does look like your spiritual gifts or your psychic abilities are really heightened this weekend. Premonitions, intuition, clairaudience, whatever. It's just like it's really heightened. Something also could potentially scare you. This could be you being afraid of your spiritual path. You're like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to talk to the dead, or, you know, I don't want to dabble in this, you know, spiritual work. And, you know, maybe it's being revealed to you like, hey, like you have a gift, like use it. In fact, something could be happening beyond your control. That also might be what you're afraid of. You're like, oh, the minute I, you know, play around with these spiritual gifts or allow spirits to speak to me, they're going to lose it. And, you know, then you have to set boundaries. But you could have like some sort of unexpected premonition that is really shocking or life-changing, or maybe something that you had a premonition about comes to pass and you're like blown away by your own intuition. I do feel like something does not want you to be afraid. So ultimately, I feel like your extra messages are having to do with your spiritual path and your spirituality. And sometimes, you know, there is something that comes out of pain or suffering, some sort of awakening. I don't know why it works that way, but it does seem like maybe that is why you had to go through something, because it unlocked some sort of ability that you had lying dormant. Also, something could suddenly change your old traditional beliefs. Maybe you had some old traditional beliefs, whether it comes to religion or marriage, but whatever, something had you confined, and whatever that was is like coming and just like being knocked out of the water. It's like, no, don't believe in this anymore. Like, this is your new belief, or those old beliefs don't work anymore, or that was just something that was told to you until you were this age, and now you can be set free. So I don't know what it is, but it does seem like anything that you felt confined to, especially in regards to spirituality or religion, is kind of like being exposed or blown away. It's just like, no, this is the truth. So something is crumbling and shattering and leveling out so that you can see the truth. On a mundane level, there could be a storm or something, a power outage, or internet disruption. All right, so hopefully these messages help, but feel free to leave your feedback. Thank you guys for watching. Sending you love and grace.